Ouch. Okay, Michael, we are live now. Can you please make me the co-host?
Okay. You are now the co-host.
Thank you so much. Have a great session.
Thank you. Are you going to let people in or am I going to let people in?
I will let people in.
Okay, good. Is that now that will always happen in the future? Is that the TA will let the people in?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, I don't have to keep asking. All right. Okay, fair enough. Nancy, what is the policy with regards to people arriving late? Let's say they arrive 15 minutes late.
They have to reach out to the support team, and then the support member will reach out the TA of that particular session, and the TA will let them in then.
Okay. Hello, Carl. Nice to see you back.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Really one of the most interesting sessions I've ever had.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Sharon. Nice to see you back. Yeah.
Nice to see you also. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. And we've got a Michael there. Okay. Michael, are you there or are you just watching quietly in the background? Yeah. I'm watching, he says. All right, that's fine. Okay. Feel free to participate, Michael. But you are also happy to just watch. That's fine. And yeah, all right. We've got Deborah coming in. So hello, Deborah.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Good. Good to see you. Okay. We've got probably half the people in that have booked, and so just wait a minute or two and see. So there we got Carol. Yeah. Okay. Let her come in. So, Carl, have you been experimenting with Google Earth now?
Oh, Mike, that's a good question. I really want to.
Yeah.
But I've taken a lot of technology courses at Get Set Up. So
Right.
I'm into like lots of courses on everything I want to use. So I will get there though. I will get there. It's fascinating.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Have you traveled a lot, Carl? Have you? Okay, so you can go to places. Yeah, I think you were talking about looking at your backyard, you know. Yeah. Laura, I haven't seen you for a long time.
Yeah, it's been way too long. Looking
Yeah.
forward to your class, as usual.
Well, hardly as usual because it's been such a long time. Eh?
Well, last time I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I did invite a guest. His name is Michael, so I'm hoping he'll show up.
He has shown up, and there is a Michael here. He says he's just watching. Okay.
There he is.
There he is, yes.
Michael, we want to see your picture. Come out wherever you are.
And Carol Kendrick, hi, welcome.
Hi, yeah. I don't
Nice.
know how to use Google Earth, so I think this is something I'll learn.
Yeah, you can use it in your class.
Exactly, for research, yes.
Yes, yes, and for other things too. It's a lot of fun. Eh? So yeah, it's great. I enjoyed your class as well. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I think what we're going to do. Don't think Laura's going to put his camera on yet. Okay, let him feel more comfortable. Okay, and then he can. And Helen, okay, Helen, you're advertising some headphones, are you? Okay, do you sell headphones? Helen, hello, Helen. Okay, not coming in. Okay. All right. I think we've got a majority of people that booked are in. So let's move forward. I'm going to share my screen, and just do a couple of slides as is customary, and I think virtually everybody, with the exception of one person that I noticed in the class, I don't know. So for that person, my name is what you see on the screen, Michael Plumstead, and I am living in Perth, Australia. And the time now is just gone 7 a.m. So I've just got out of bed.
Check.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I background is business, research, writing, author, and love gardening, love microgreens. I grow microgreens. I do a class on microgreens, and I'm a Get Set Up guide, which I love to bits. And sometimes it goes well. Yesterday we had a bit of a disaster, but it worked well, and we sorted it all out. So, all right. So the agenda for today, as you can see, we're just going to go through Google Earth. We'll go through the basics of how to use it, and also we can visit places. But I want to also show you how to, which we did last time as well, how to create a project. And so I'm going to go through that as well, so that you can have a look at what you can do before you arrive somewhere. Okay, but there's also a lot of other research that you can do as well. And so I've got an indication, but for those that haven't answered me yet, I know, Carl, you have used it, and Deborah, have you used Google Earth to look up anything?
I used it to look for my old apartment, and I was so surprised. I found like the front door and the driving parking lot, and everything. It was really cool.
Okay, very cool. Okay,
Yeah.
so what do you hope to get out of this class today then?
Well, because I really didn't know what I was doing. I was just playing around and with it, and so I'm hoping to just find out how to really use it.
Okay, and all right. And Laura, what about you? Have you used it?
I'm sorry. Am I what?
Have you used Google Earth?
You know what? A little bit. I know I have the app, or I know I have something for it, but never use it. I think my sister or somebody said, here, you got to do this. And then when I saw you had a class and Mike said he was going to join, I said, oh, here's my opportunity to go back and dig it up and actually use it productively, besides just looking at it.
Right. Okay, let's go to Google Earth. Okay, and have a look at it. You just type in any way you want to, and it'll come out. Whether you say Earth Google or googleearth.com, you will find it. All right, and it'll give you an option in the search, and you do have various options on how to use it and what to download. I've gone to the first page that comes up from Google, as you can see on the screen now. And if you look at the top, we're on the overview, and it's worthwhile just taking time on the overview. I'm going to just page down, and it shows you various things and what you can do. So there's a little, tutorial on its own, and how you can customize your own view if you just page down on this aspect. And, it's telling you things that you can use Google Earth for. So as you can see on the screen, find some place you love, okay? You can also, they actually have pre-planned adventures that you can use too, and you can choose which one you're going to go to. And so you're still on the basic page, and you can see the interesting thing that I really wanted to get to here was that you can use Google Earth on any device, okay? Because that inevitably is the question I get asked as well. So you can, I'm doing it now on my desktop, and you can put it onto a mobile, and also use it in any type of web scenario. And if you spend the time paging down, if you're just scrolling down, there you can see there's a little audio, and they're going to tell you a little bit about the India Literacy Project, and how they teamed up with Google Earth. And then you get to this point where it says get started with Google Earth. So here you put your cursor over it and you launch Google Earth, because now we've just been looking at a URL in our sense. So we click that, and up comes Google Earth. Okay, you should be able to see it now. And wherever you happen to stop last time on Google Earth, that's going to show first. All right. So as you can see, this is New York. It's just where I was looking last night, and having some fun with it. And because I've been to New York, and I was just trying to see if I could remember anything, because it was a long time ago. And so that's where it defaults. Now you can go anywhere you like, and I'm going to show you the tools on the left-hand side of the screen here. The three bars here, if you click on, there is a menu, but it's the same menu that is below here, okay, that you can see, okay, just worded slightly differently. And the one thing you'll also see is that I am signed in. So when you download whatever version you download, okay, you obviously create an account, and then when you go back, everything will be there for you. So you're creating a project on holiday, for a future holiday sometime, okay, you can now go back and everything is saved there for you. So it's you should really open an account, because you're going to maybe explore different parts of the earth for infinitum. I mean, you can just do it year after year. And so these menu items here, I'm just going to tell you what they are before we go and show you what they are. Search is search. You can put in any address or any icon, place that is really iconic. Maybe that's a better word. And it'll take you there. Okay. Now remember that Google Earth is not up to date, okay, by its very nature, because most of the things are filmed on Earth. They're not actually filmed from outer space, okay. So you might go to a place and say, well, it doesn't look like that. Okay, yeah, maybe it was filmed 4 years ago, and you might have seen the Google car that sort of travels through the streets with a camera on top of it. That's the filming. So, but it's really totally up to date as far as planning a holiday is concerned and wanting to find various places. And so, you might decide yourself to, first of all, Google some places. Let's say I'm going to take you to Cape Town, okay, and we're going to search Cape Town in a minute. And you can maybe Google Cape Town first and say, what are the sites? And then you can search for those sites and go and have a look at them. That's an option that is combining Google search itself once you know what to search for on Google Earth. Okay, underneath that, Voyager, I will show you that where it takes you, gives you options, as I showed you right at the beginning. There are pre-planned aspects. Projects, that's where you create your project, all right, for your future holiday. Okay, and then you can go to map style. But what is preference to map style? Map style just brings you down to obviously what you used to doing when you want to go from A to B in any city. You put on your Google Maps and it takes you there. But I prefer using actually Google Maps. This is just a map style. It doesn't have the functionality of Google's other app, which is Google Maps. Okay. And yeah, then there's various settings and feedbacks, which I'll show you as we move through the process. So assuming are there any questions right now, just with the overview and the feeling, just to get started? Otherwise, we're going to start, I'll give you some ideas on how to use it.
Can the screen be made any bigger?
Can I make it any bigger?
It's hard to read.
Yeah. What will happen, Helen, is let me show you. Now, for example, I can, on any map, I can, go in and then slowly, the satellite takes time to focus, and
Okay.
And then you go in and go in and go in until you're at street level. Okay, so it will get bigger. Okay. But I'm using the full screen, and
Michael?
Yes.
If she's on a notepad, she can stretch it with her fingers.
Very good point.
I'm on my laptop. When I was looking down when he was describing all that stuff on the left column, it was so tiny. Okay.
Okay. So you're on a laptop. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. That's fine. All right. Let's. I'm going to now click on projects on the left there, that icon, and I'm going to click on touring Cape Town in South Africa. So what you will see is that Google will now move away from New York and start looking for the continent of Africa, and then start looking for Southern Africa, and then for Cape Town. There we are. Right. I'm not sure, Helen, whether the writing is still too small for you, but we will get bigger as we go through the process. All right. So now this I pre-planned it before the previous lesson, in actual fact, and in order to show you the functionalities that you can do. So let's just start with basic understanding. If you click anywhere, doesn't matter where, you just hold down your left button on your mouse, you see it changes to a hand, and now you can move the map any way you want to. You can move it to left, to right, you can move it up, you can move it down. You can see the hand there, I'm still moving it. Okay, so you can now do what you like with the map in front of you, go left, right, wherever you want to. So that's the first functionality that is important, because you want to be able to focus in and get in the center of your map what you want to look at. All right, and then you've got a roller on your mouse, and you can now, by rolling down forward with your mouse, you are going to bring it large. You're going to focus in, get closer to Earth, get closer to Earth, get closer. And if you think, I'm missing out, I'm going to move the map a little bit. So you hold it with the left and you come in and you're moving. You think, now I want to get a little bit of, something else in this. Let's move it down. So now I'm holding the left down and I'm moving around, looking at Cape Town, and I think, there's the waterfront. Okay, and there's the soccer stadium. And so you think, okay, now let's just go in a bit more. So you roll forward a little bit more. And so now you're getting in and you're getting in and you're getting in. And you could move the map because now you're getting much closer and you perhaps want to see some of the boats and so, yeah. Okay, so we move in and we move in, and you've got to give it time also to focus, all right? It is a time-consuming aspect to focus. All right, what I'm going to do now is you can see on the right-hand side of your screen there's, let me just move my pictures, there we are. You've got 3D, which you can click on, and now you've got a three-dimensional look, and it automatically is sweeping you around the aspect that we were above. Okay, so now you can see a 3D process. At any stage, you can click on it, and it stops circulating. Now comes the enjoyable part. You see this little man here? You can click and hold him and move him to somewhere on the map. You'll see now what happens. It's definitely taking its time. Maybe we can speed it up by going to the 3D and see if that will work a bit quicker. You can see it's taking its time to move. All right, let's just move out a little bit, I think, and we'll select another place to see if the little man will walk on that particular place. And let's just move to, let's see where we're going to go. Okay, let's just take a random. And okay, that's better. It's the right angle up. Better go a bit further out, okay? And you see the blue, the roads have now come into focus. So wherever you see blue roads, you can put the little man down anywhere on those particular blue roads. So let's just take one in the middle of the picture here. And now it's taking us to street level. Okay, so now we are at street level. So you can get to street level on any city on Earth. So if you're planning to go to Paris, you can get to street level on Paris. Now remember, you can also hold the picture down and you can turn it, holding your left key down, and you can turn around and you can get a 360-degree view of what you see here. Okay. And that in Cape Town is Lion's Head. It's just on the side of Table Mountain, which is behind this building. Okay, then you can, you see these very broad arrows, or if you click on them, it then takes you forward down the street. So now you can click on them and it's taking you down the street, short distances at a time. And it becomes, you can also hold, I'm now holding the key down, the left key down, and just moving it, tilting the picture, the front of the picture up and the back of the picture down by holding the left key, okay, of your mouse, the left button of your mouse. Okay, now I'm going sideways. All right, so what we've done is we've used the roller of the mouse, we've used the left click of the mouse, and we've clicked on the 3D down here, and we've clicked on the little mouse. Before you can do anything else, after you've clicked the mouse, you've got the man at least, you need to click him again to take Google out of that mode. So if you find you can't function anything, you've probably forgotten about the man. You've left him in the street and he's running around lost. So you've got to click on him again and to get him to that point. Then you can now search for another aspect of Cape Town. You want to go and visit Cape Town on holiday, and you can think now exactly what I did here. Okay, you can now go and search for any one of these things on the left. I have already pre-searched for them, and otherwise we would take up the entire class and with the time. So now I've just clicked on the center of Cape Town. We could have just searched on center of Cape Town and come here. And so now it's doing a 360 flyover, and at any point you can stop and watch it. That's where we've been. We've been to the foreshore there a moment ago. And now you can start seeing various aspects that you might want to visit in Cape Town. Perhaps, as I said earlier, you might have Googled them and thought, well, you know, there are certain famous landmarks in Cape Town, like District 6 Museum, and you might want, if you're into galleries and South African National Gallery, those things will come up on any city that you go to. And assuming you've put the settings on, and I'm going to show you the settings a little bit later. And so now you can keep rolling forward, and you can come in again, and you can get the little man to maybe walk down a street in the city center of Cape Town. And again, you can see by holding the man, the streets come up. Let's put him at that intersection. And now you probably want to use this a lot because when you're going into a place, you want to see it at street level, and you want to walk the streets, and maybe we're in an intersection. So I did that so we could do a 360 look. And we can look at the architecture. The pictures are very clear and very useful in order to decide, you know, even if you're doing a virtual tour, you're never going to go on holiday there. You can really find out a lot about a particular city. And yeah. All right, and there's Table Mountain, okay, so the city is on the foothills of Table Mountain, and you can see the cable car right at the top up there. So let's take a trip to the cable car up Table Mountain. Okay, you search for it, and up it comes. And as you're moving through, remember we're going to do a 360 now. I'm just going to stop it for a minute. I want to show you, every time you go to a place and you search it, there's always a picture on the right-hand side of that particular place, okay? And there might be a number of pictures. And you can also read up about that by clicking on more info as well. And so you will get more pictures, more information, and in order for you to make up a decision, or if you're just virtual touring out of interest. And now, if you are now doing a project, you are now wanting to actually plan your holiday, that would be a project. So you would then click on Add to Project. So if we just click on it, up comes a menu, a floating one, that it says Save to Menu. Now, I've got this under project already because I clicked on it and researched. But I could also now, I can click on Add to Project. Now, I've got other projects. You can maybe add it to the France project that you've got, or you can now decide on a new project. So you click on New Project and you give the project a name, whatever you want to call it, okay? I'm not going to call it anything because it's already part of my project, but that's how you would do it. And then you would click Save. And now this could be the first, well, it would be the first because you've now got a new project and you've just named it. And you can now add to that. So you can have as many projects as you like. So you can have a project for a country, for your town, okay, and places you want to go and visit. As I said, like maybe Tokyo, very large, very big, and you can now have different projects just within Tokyo. Maybe you want to make them daily projects. Okay, well, today I'm going to go and see this and so forth, and tomorrow another project. So that becomes an interesting way to, and in fact, it's I find it fascinating that you can create a project, and I'm going to show you at the end, and that's why it's fascinating, is you can actually then run through your projects one after the other just by clicking a button, okay? And you can then see from one place to the next place to the next place that you have created. And it's almost like, your own video working through the different places. All right, so now you can see just on the top there, on purpose, I haven't gone right into it, but there's the top of Table Mountain, and there's the cable car that goes down to the bottom, and there's a restaurant there. If we click the 3D, doesn't change it too much, okay, at this height. So if I took, let's say, the little man, and let's just put him somewhere here. Let's say, let's go right down to the edge there. And we put him there on the top of Table Mountain, and it goes there, and we can see what he can see on top of Table Mountain, okay? Very flat, but let's move it now, the picture, like we've learned to do, holding down the left button, and we'll do a 360, okay? Oh, there we are. Look at what he's seen, okay? I mean, isn't that amazing that you could just go anywhere in the world and sit and get the view that tourists travel half the way around the world to go and see? You can see it here. And you can manipulate the view. Okay, that is Lion's Head over there, if you know Cape Town at all. Okay, that's fine. And that's Table Bay. Okay, in the distance, we keep doing a 360, and you get an idea of the vegetation. You can see the flatness of it. Really, really, I find it incredibly fascinating that we can get to these. We can go and look at, sorry, Helen, I didn't notice you had a raised hand,
No biggie. I was just going to reinforce what you said, because South Africa and Cape Town was our last big vacation before COVID. And that's
Okay.
exactly what Table Mountain looks like. It's very, very true to, what
Okay.
Google
Yeah.
Earth is showing.
Yeah, great. Thanks for sharing it. I appreciate that. It's nice to have that sort of feedback. So yeah. So there and there's the cable cart in the difference. I mean, you can see the drop. So you can see that it's pretty high. And
Michael,
yes.
do you know how often it snaps a picture?
I don't. I read just in passing that some of the pictures are like 5 years old.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was just thinking how wild it'd be to somebody to do exactly what we're doing and go, oh my God, that's me. Wouldn't that be wild?
It would be, but I think there's an understanding that Google Earth will, if you can recognize a person's face, they will actually phase it out. Okay?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because they're taking so many photos that I don't think. Let's just hone in on this woman here. They haven't taken her face out, have they?
No.
Yeah. No, you can see her face. Yeah, interesting. Okay, because I guess you got to give your permission before you put things up like that.
Michael,
But yeah, yes.
you took the little guy, the yellow little guy, you put him on the tabletop. Did you release him and put him back at a certain point, or does that happen automatically?
No, it doesn't happen automatically. You've just got to click on him again down here on the right-hand side. Okay, you see he's still yellow, okay,
Yeah.
at the moment. So you click on him again, and that takes him away from there back to where you were.
Okay, thanks.
And that's an important question because
I don't see him. Where is he?
he's on the right here, right-hand bottom corner. Can you see him, Laura?
No.
Okay,
That's all right.
If I press on him, no, then I've now got the icon on him.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, that's where he is. All right. Okay, so that becomes really an interesting phenomena that anywhere in the world, let's just go to we saw that little lion's head next to Table Mountain, and there it is there. Okay, and it's much lower than Table Mountain, but it is where people go and visit and decide that's where they want to go. Again, if you click the picture, it will then stop it, and you then get a perspective that you're now on the west coast of Southern Africa down here, and the suburbs around it. And you can pick up the man and take him straight there. You can get a 3D view, which doesn't change too much because it's a mountain range. And so you can go back to the 2D view and stop him from. And then, another tourist attraction at Cape Town around Table Mountain is the back of Table Mountain, which people very seldom go to. And you will discover this by Googling it and then going to look at it. And it's called the 12 Apostles. They're 12 mountains there in the back with a big garden behind them as well, or next to them. And you can do a lot of climbing and abseiling and hang gliding and things from those things. But if you Google them, if you were interested in those things, if you're really into hang gliding, then you would Google it and come back to it. So there are lots of options of things that you can go and look at once you've searched them, just by searching, typing in the word that you want. This is now Robben Island, where Nelson Mandela, if you remember who he was, I'm just going to stop it. And this is where he was imprisoned, not for his total 27 years of imprisonment, but for a large portion of that. And so you can go and have a look at where he was imprisoned. Let's just do a 3D and let's see if we can get the man. There we see that the roads come up and so on. Let's see if we can actually put him inside the prison itself and see if he will accept that. Here we are. Yeah, it's now a museum, as you can see. But this is the yard that in the prison that he was allowed to go out and exercise. But they also had to go and dig, and those are just tourists, they aren't prisoners. And so if you position the little man, you'll be able to actually get inside and look at the passages, because it's designed that way, because it's a tourist attraction. But at the moment, we landed up in the yard, and I wonder if we could actually get inside. Let's just see if we put him there. Yeah, there we are, we're inside. Okay, so yeah, that's how the prisoners slept. No comfort for prisoners in South Africa. Okay, so there you get a really interesting view of how Nelson Mandela lived for all of those decades, and then still came out a compassionate man. Maybe we've all got to go and be imprisoned for 27 years to become more compassionate. Laura, don't comment.
You don't want to hear my comment. My solution.
My solution, yes. Okay, so you can walk down the passages and see. You can see the passage outside there. So we're actually in prison, looking out now into the passage. So again, Carl, we click the yellow man, and it's out. We're back out to where we were, and so there's also a really good tourist attraction, which is, Cape Town area is known for its wine. It exports wine all over the world, and so you can go, and this is actually away from the winelands. It's a wine farm called High Constantia, and let's just stop it. Again, you can find information on the right-hand side about it, and again, you can drag it and come in on it. And you can also go off to the actual winelands, which are east of Cape Town, and marvelous tours. If you're into wine, you can now go and do a wine tour. You can search now for a wine tour. And then you go from one wine farm to another wine farm to another wine farm. And the unfortunate thing is you just can't taste the wine, okay? But you can when you get there on holiday. So that's the pleasure of it. Okay. So yeah, that's how you create a project, is by finding the places you want. And as I mentioned, getting to a point where you can actually say, well, I'm going to click on that and make it part of my project. Okay. And what I've clicked on now is Cape Point. It is understood by all tourists, which is an incorrect fact, that Cape Point is the most southern tip of Africa. It actually is not. It just appears to be, often when the map is looking in a certain direction. But Cape Agulhas is actually the point, which is further away. But everybody thinks that Cape Town is the most southern point. So again, you can stop here, you can position your man, come down closer, have a look at the terrain, and you see it says here the tip of Africa, Cape Point. Okay, it's not the most southern, so maybe there's a subtlety of calling it the tip of Africa. And if you sort of pull out from it, let's just go out. And now you'll see down here on the right-hand corner, and I know Carl asked this last time, you see that little red compass. Okay, if you click on that, it will then take the, whoops, maybe we've got to be in 3D, I don't know. Let's just see, it doesn't want to click. Okay, not sure why it's not doing that, but it will take you to north facing, okay? But what I wanted to get to, I wanted to show you that if we could have faced north, I'm just going to keep, let me try going further out, because at the moment it doesn't want to face north, and we've got the man in. Okay, not sure why it doesn't want to take us to north, because at the moment north is to our left. Straight to our left, that is north, and you can see it's pointing north now. It's showing you where north is, okay, but I actually wanted to turn, oh wait a minute, maybe if I just turn it this way, I'm going to use my left click and do it like that. Now you can see where north is, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, so you can just turn the map around to fit into your north if that's what you wanted. Okay, so there we are. We've learned something more with that. Okay, so let's now go elsewhere. But I want to show you, no, wait a minute. I know what I wanted to show you. Let's just get down to let's say Cape Point again, and there we go. Okay, and I want to just stop it, and I want to go out, and I want to bring it down. What I want to show you, this is perhaps we should maybe, okay. So we've got somewhere on the, if you look on the screen, on the left-hand side under menus, there's this measurement distance, okay? If you click on the measurement distance, okay, you can now measure anything, any distance you like, okay? Now, we've gone quite far back, but let's just take a random place. So I've now clicked on that ruler. You can see the cursor is now a plus sign, and it's asking me, where do you want to start measuring the distance from? So let's click on Fishhook, okay, and now we want to know how far Fishhook is from. We can move. Whoops. Let me just move the map a bit further that away. Okay, there we are. So now you see a line is following that. So you can now go from Fishhook, which is down the coast, to let's say Muizenberg. Immediately you can see that the distance is 8,880 meters. Okay, and then where you click, it's giving you that distance. Now you want to go from there maybe to somewhere else. Let's just talk about there, just showing the functionality. So now you get to the next place and you click there. Okay, we're now 19 kilometers away from Fishhook, and we could again move the map by holding the left key down. We haven't stopped, and we can now go to, let's say, Bellville. Okay, now here we're moving as a crow flies, but if you're down right at street level, you can just go from street to street. Or if you at another, let's just you understand that functionality. Okay, so if you want to stop, okay, you see on the top right hand side that black square, it says done. You just go there at one, measure it, and you just click done, and you now got the distance is 34 kilometers. So that's now, you know, given to you as a crow flies. But let's just move. You can start a new, but I don't want to start a new one right now. I want to just find a place that would. Let's just go down. Okay, okay, we can just take any place at random. Okay, let's see. Let's go to Cape Town city center that we've been to before. It's quicker than, again, typing in the search. Okay, all right. So let's just stop them now. If we bring the roller backwards, okay, we could now measure along the actual main routes, okay, so I want to just do something else here. There we are. I want to get to, let me see if we can get to it up there. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to just get to settings. I went into the menu and opened settings, and I'm just looking here yeah, I want to just clear that. Okay, so I've just cleared the previous settings, and I want to get back to where we were. Let's find a place to close this, move my leg. Okay, and we can save. Right. Okay, so now I want to measure. This is now, you can see as we've gone further back out, we now see the main roads that are moving between distances within a state. Okay, and so you can now, that's the National 1 road, that's the National 2 road. So if you wanted to now, you could measure the distance from let's say Cape Town city center. We start there and we go from there to, let's say, that crossroads there, and we're not going to go out left, we're going to go out right, and we go to Kraaifontein, and we're now 27 kilometers away. So that comes in handy when you're planning your holiday very broadly, especially on a daily basis. You want to say, well, you know, we don't want to travel too much, or we want to get from there to there. And you might want to get from Cape Town. I'm just clicking done. You might want to get from Cape Town to, let's say, the other side of the country, maybe Port Elizabeth or something, which is maybe 500 to 1,000 kilometers in actual fact. Then you would just go out and out, and you can see here the names are starting to appear on this side, and so you can now measure from town to town as well, get an idea. So that's handy. All right, so let's just go back to search, and you can see when you click on search, there are various things that are featured in Google Earth. It just tells you about certain things. You know, if you clicked on, for example, a tour of the oceans, that also becomes a fascinating experience. You see on the top left-hand side, it says the world's oceans, okay? And on the right-hand side, it gives you some of the oceans that you could go to, and you can go and explore those particular aspects, or one of those that you clicked on. And okay, and now you're going, you know, under the ocean. At this place, it tells you about it, Byron Bay. Okay, it's on the coast of Australia, and you can go and see the Barrier Reef. And so there's just an enormous amount of information and fun that you can plan. You want to go scuba diving, you want to go, snorkeling maybe, then you can find the places. And here it's giving you some options of around the world. You can go to Bermuda and see that. All right, so I think what we need to do now is just stop and see if we've got any questions that anybody would like to ask.
Yes, I have a question. Can you
Sure.
put this material in a slide?
Yeah, I said I was going to actually show you that that aspect. Let's just go to. I want to see where we are. I want to hide. You can't put it into a slide, but you can. It has its own. It has its own. Let's call it style. I'm just trying to find where it is at the moment. Sorry about that. I just want to see where it should be under project. Let me try the top project. No. Okay. Sorry about that. There is a way where you can actually take your projects. Let's just click on projects and see. You can definitely take your project and see
That's
it.
the picture.
Sorry, say again.
Thank you. I'll just experiment, but thank you. It's good to
Yeah,
know. even
I found it. Whoop, whoop,
Oh.
whoop. There's the word present. Okay.
Okay, good.
So you click on present, and now whatever your project is, okay, it now starts at point 1, and you can now see it's Cape Town City Centre that there's the information, and let me just move my pictures that are there. And then at the bottom left-hand side, you see there are actually 10 places that we're in our project. And now we can click on the right, and that takes us now to the second place, which was that waterfront. Okay, then we click on the third one. So it's now moving and presenting everything. So now you're looking at, it's not a video, okay, but it's taking you as if it were, and you decide on how quickly you click on them and take them to your various project places. That's what I wanted to show you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, it's a pleasure. Any other questions before?
Yeah, Michael, is there a manual on this? Like, have you ever seen a manual on, like, you read, say, 30 pages and you go and you're off instead of playing around with 1,000 hours?
Yeah, there's. I haven't come across a manual per se, but you Google it. There's lots of people teaching it or trying to teach it. Okay. Otherwise, no. I mean, you can Google information, Google Earth, and Google Earth does have information about it, but not a tutorial like a manual. But believe me, there are lots of people teaching it. So, there are a lot of PDFs that people have written. So they're as good as a manual, Carl. Okay, I guess. But I'm the type of person who just likes to experiment, as you've probably gathered from the class. So I put myself out there at risk, but it's enjoyable to find that.
Michael, will you do this class again?
Yes.
Okay, so we can just keep coming back and reviewing and asking you tough questions.
Yeah, Carl has been here before more than once.
Yeah, go somewhere else this time, Michael. Don't go to South Africa, the same place. Go to a different place.
So Carl's been back before?
Yeah, this is my second time, but I've never really I've used it once. But it's just fascinating just to see
it is.
this. But
what I miss,
I've seen South Africa before, so I was telling them the next time I come, I want to see another country.
Okay, shall we do Paris next time?
What
Yeah.
about Brussels?
Or Brussels? Okay.
What
yeah.
about Vietnam?
Yeah, they're all possibilities. Okay, but I've got it. I would prefer to do Great Britain because at least the names are in English. You know.
Good point. But the English are so boring.
Yeah, my French is so boring.
I'm from Canada.
Michael, what version of Google Earth are you using?
I've got the pro version on my computer, and because it doesn't cost any more, and I do use the pro. But for this class, I don't use the pro version. I use the web version.
Oh,
Okay,
Top
when you
version.
say pro version, what do you mean? You mean it's an app?
yes.
Yeah, it's an app for your desktop. Okay.
Okay.
And
What about the iPad?
don't get technical now, Laura.
Why not? Well, you're supposed to be technical, Michael.
No, never said I was technical.
Okay,
All
I'll
right.
tell you next time.
Yeah, let's do that. Guys, thanks very much for being in class. And Carl, I promise you, the next time you come in, we'll do a different city. Okay. All right. Thanks very much. Enjoy your evening.
Thank
Okay.
you. You too,
Thank you,
Michael. Have a
Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Mike.
you.
nice week.